So I have 5 more questions. Are you ready? All right. So, question number 6. What have you grieved creatively, whether it be an opportunity, a season, a version of yourself? I would say what I grieved, I'll say initially, has been um, missed opportunities along the way. I mentioned earlier that um, insecurities and different things kind of crept in. And so there were opportunities that were presented to me that either I felt like I wasn't worthy of, or I just doubted that I could do it. Um, I was, um, there were a couple opportunities, early, I'd say 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, that were offered to me to be a lead singer of a well-known band that was looking for a replacement vocalist. And because at the time I was more focused on being a single artist, or solo artist, I passed it up. But I really felt like it should have been now I feel like it was an opportunity that I probably shouldn't have passed up. Another opportunity that I missed out on, well, two. One, I'd gotten a call to work with Heavy D through one of my friends, Monica Payne. Uh, she, put the call in saying they were looking for a vocalist. They I was living in Jersey at the time, I believe, and they, wanted me to come through to the studio. And I ended up not being able to come because I was sick. I either had bronchitis or something was going on, and I got on the phone with I got on the phone with Heavy D, and God rest his soul, man. Again, I never met him in person, but over the phone, he was just, beautiful, beautiful spirit. But I got on the phone with him, and he was like, "Oh, you coughing and hacking and all this. Yeah, yeah, leave that over there." So I ended up not being able to meet him and not being able to do whatever that project was. And then the third item that I regret, or I grieve, opportunity missed. Um, I had the opportunity to work with Rodney Jerkins and I believe it was his brother. Um, Again, I got a call from one of my production partners that they were, looking for a vocalist. They, wanted to meet me, blah, blah, blah. And the date that they wanted me to ride out there, because I was living in Jersey and all I had to do was take a train ride to get to them. But the day that they wanted me to come was the following day. And I had committed to singing at a funeral of a friend's mother. My friend's mother had passed away, and him and his sister had asked me to sing at the service. And so because I committed to that, I missed the opportunity to work with Rodney and Fred. And I always wondered, like, what could have happened if that had happened. And the sidebar is, not that I take away, anything from paying my respects to that quote unquote friend's funeral or mother's funeral. I later found out that that person was not truly a friend. So that is why I have mixed feelings about that. He did me dirty, and that's for another another video or for another time. Number 7, what's one sound, voice, or feeling you've been chasing but haven't captured yet? Um, I don't know. I love I love the sound of a warm voice, whether it's singing and their tone. It's just it just does something to you. But I will say that the one thing I love is when I get chills from, hearing a song or, whatever the experience is. But the thing that gets me every time is no matter whose show it is, if I go to a show and the crowd is singing the lyrics to that person's song, it gives me chills every time. So imagine when it happened for me the first time, I was man, I had to gather myself because I had chills. And I don't know what that is. I know there's a medical term. I think it's called frisson or something when people get chills from hearing music. But I wonder what that is when you get chills from hearing people sing a cappella to, sing along with somebody else's song. I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Some of you intellectuals want to chime in and let me know what that's called. But yeah, that's the feeling that I absolutely love. Number 8, if your music had no words, what would it still say? I think it would still say love. Like, I know that's what I aspire to, is to spread love and always be, always put love out in the universe, because not only do I feel like it comes back, but I think that it's needed to offset some of the other stuff that's already out here in the world. So I think that even if my songs had no words, and I have songs that I originated. I'm not a keyboard player in person or professionally, but I play well enough to write songs. But if you were to hear some of the things that I originated, that's probably what you would hear. So the next question is, what does success look like to you as an independent artist? So for me, success is literally the completion of a project, because I know that no one has walked in my shoes. Nobody knows what I go through on a day-to-day basis. And it's a hustle. It's really a hustle. It's been very difficult over the last couple of years, especially with my medical issues and, being a full-time parent to a special needs child, now adult. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so for me, success looks like just being able to complete the project and get it out to the masses. Um, but I also set little markers for myself for other types of successes, whether it's being able to play at some of my dream venues, or um, a certain number of people have actually listened to my music or whatever. So I would say that what success looks like for me. I set my own goals for what that is. I don't I compete with myself. So my last album, whatever happened, my last competition with that one, I wanted to make sure that, vocally I got better, that production got better, that the time that I spent on getting it done, the money that was spent to get the mixes right, and all those things. Like, for me, that's success, because, I actually did that. I did that. And the last question is, do you have any rituals or routines before performing or recording? So, um, yes, I do. I have I have a song that I have two songs, but one song that I listen to all the time, and this is like kind of like a vocal warm up for me. It's a vocal warm up, but it's also kind of like setting my intention um for what's to come, right? So I'm performing, either whether I'm performing or whether I'm recording, I'm always looking for just to get in the right mindset, before I sing. So there's a song by Barbara Streisand. Yes, I said the Barbara Streisand. Um, from the movie Yentl. Some of y'all are not old enough to know what movie that is, but it means something to me, because the movie itself was beautiful. I felt like she was snubbed, she was robbed of the accolades she should have gotten for that movie. At any rate, I love the song because of what it says. And not only that, the vocal range that's required in order to sing it and the emotion that's required to sing it, I use it as a means to warm up. After I've done my vocal warm-ups, I sing that song. Or sometimes even before I've done my warm-ups, I do that song. And it just gives me a certain I don't know, a certain thing gets me going. So the lyrics are, there's not a morning I begin without 1,000 questions running through my mind that I don't try to find the reason and the logic in the world that God designed. The reason why a bird was given wings, if not to fly and praise the sky with every song it sings. What's right or wrong, where I belong within the scheme of things. And why have eyes that see and arms that reach unless you're meant to know there's something more? If not to hunger for the meaning of it all, then tell me what a soul is for. Why have the wings unless you're meant to fly? And tell me, please, why have a mind if not to question why? And tell me, where is it written? Where is it written what it is I'm meant to be? That I can't dare to have the chance to pick the fruit of every tree or have my share of every sweet imagined possibility. Just tell me where. Where is it written? And the way that that song just gets to me, it gets to my spirit. It's because of all the things that I've endured in this industry, especially, and having been told no and told I was this and I was that, or I wasn't this or I wasn't that. It's enough to kind of make you, second guess, what it is. But, God gave me a gift for a reason. And so I always use that song as a means to inspire me, to get me going, to get my adrenaline pumping, uh, to vocally try to match where she is with her range and all those things. But yeah, that is the answer to that question. That is my ritual. And I'm gonna call it a part of my routine that gets me emotionally ready for the stage. So once again, I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen and participate, whatever you did here. If you have any questions you would like to ask me, or just curious about an independent artist and the life of one, you can leave your questions in the chat, and we will answer them for you. All right.